Hello everyone, good afternoon. This is Wisdom again. Hi Daniel, how are you? So today webinar, we're going to be looking at the things to look at before taking a trade. Kind of basic, mostly for those for the new trader. So guys, Daniel, how are you? How are you doing today? So guys, if you have any question, feel free to ask me. And if you want me to take a look at any currency pair while this webinar is going, I can take a look at that as well. And disclaimer, this video or this webinar is for educational use only. I'm not giving you any trade advice or so I'm just giving you my view, what I think is going on. So things to look for before taking a trade, or another way you can say that things the mistake for those guys that is not what's called successful while they are trading, the mistake they make before taking a trade. So first, trend line. That is one thing you need to look for. That's the first thing which you need to look for before taking a trade. The number one is the trend. You need to know the trend in the market. Right there. So before you take a trade, you need to know the trend in the market. You need to know if it's kind of an uptrend or a downtrend before taking a trade. I would say it's more easier said than done, but I will give you an example what you need to look for before taking a trade. So number one is trend. So that's number one thing which you need to look for before taking a trade. And Caputo, how are you today? Thank you. So you need to look for the trend in the market before taking the trade. You need to define the trend. You need to define if it is a bullish trend or a bearish trend before you think of taking a trade. That's number one. Okay, let me put it like this. Right now, this is British pounds, US dollars, right? So on the 4 hours time frame, what are you looking at? What are you seeing right now on the 4 hours time frame? You can see that this trend is an uptrend on the 4 hours time frame. And for the new guys, you don't need to go and start looking at if you are trading more or less, if you are trading 30 minutes or 1 hour time frame, and you start looking for the weak trend. Doesn't work like that. So you need to look for the trend that is there on the market before taking the trade. So just imagine British pounds, US dollars, we have an uptrend right now. How do I know it's an uptrend? You can easily hit the your trend line or the channel. You can easily hit it from the lower low to the higher lows, and you put it like this. You can see this trend is an uptrend. That's number one. Number two, if you don't know how to insert the trend line, you can use indicators. What is the indicator? Either the moving average indicator, this simple moving average, the exponential moving average, or just the clear moving average. And if you are trading from 1 hour 30 minutes, you need to put the 50 minutes. To me, the best defined if you are trading the smallest time frame is the 50. So let me just say this is the moving average. I put 50, and let me color it to the green, increase it. So this is 50 minutes. This shows that the trend, mostly on the 1 hour time frame, it is an uptrend. Emmanuel said the wisdom of the broker. No, I'm just kind of an analyst, so I give you my view. This is what I usually do, and I usually write it too, and I post it on our website. So for the 1 hour, if you are using trading from the 1 hour time frame, or you are making your decision and pressing buy or sell from the 1 hour or 30 minutes time frame, based on my experience, it is better for you to use the 50 minutes time frame. Go and make a research about that. And there's still other moving average I need to add. I had the 200 period moving average, because why am I putting the 200 period moving average? It shows me the longer trend of the market. So right now, this 200 moving average is showing me that this trend is an uptrend. the price is way far from the 200 moving average. So it's telling me that yeah, this trend is an uptrend. If you move and check the 1 hour time frame, the 15 period moving average will correlate it for you. Very good. Look at it here. It was coming downward. Now it's showing that yeah, this is an uptrend. If you use the 50 period moving average, if you are making your decision. So if you cannot fix your trend line, your trend line, if you don't know how to place your trend line, you can use the moving averages. The moving average still gives you the trend in the market. It's very important. I'm telling you, it's very important. That's number one thing which you need to look for before taking a trade. And Emmanuel say, oh, indulge me. Emmanuel, one thing I would say is no trader there in the market, even the best, no trader will tell you that they are 100% winning. They are 100% having a winning trade every time they take trade. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. This is how it is. But in the long run, in order for you to grow your account, you need to know how to manage your risk, and you need to know how to control your emotions. This is the long run. And if you're talking about indicators, if you follow my webinar, I believe Danny and the other guys there, they usually follow my webinar, so they know I don't use indicators. Now I deal with mostly price action. This is how I used to make my decision. However, in my chart, you will always see the moving average, because the moving average is telling me the trend in the market. It's not an indicator to show you that hey, you need to buy or sell. No, it's just telling me the trend in the market. So number two, the second thing you need to look for before taking a trade, it is called the resistance. You need to know the resistance. And support. So the number two stuff which you need to know is the resistance and the support. That is very important too. This is the number two which you need to know before taking a trade, either buy or sell. You're welcome. So this is the resistance and support. So let me give you an example again about the resistance and support. For those new traders out there, sometimes you buy the market and what do you know? Immediately you just enter buy, the market start reversing your field against you. You start asking yourself, hey, why is it going against me? Oh, I just bought and the market is an uptrend. Just imagine like this. The market is an uptrend, so I bought, then the market started coming downward. No, these people are like the broker, they are thief and everything. Or maybe you sell, buy when the price is at support, and immediately the price break the support and start going down. You start asking yourself, vice versa. So let me explain for you. You need to identify your resistance and you need to identify your support. It does not really matter which time frame you are using. How can you identify the resistance and support? And what is the advice? You don't need to start buying when price is approaching a resistance, and you don't need to start selling when price is approaching a support. You don't need to do that. That's the reason why the second thing you need to look at before placing your trade is the resistance and support. Okay, how? This is the 4 hours time frame. So I look at the chart right now, an uptrend. So where is at this point in time there's no resistance, so I start looking where is the most significant resistance. Do I start buying? Then I take my price level. What is visible for me right now? It is at 1.2007. That is the resistance which I'm looking at this point in time. Some people, they usually use the candle close. I use that to myself, but right now the price is far away, so I'm using the previous high. So right now I already have my resistance. So this is the resistance which I identify. Do I need to start buying when the price is already approaching the resistance? I would say no. It is not wise for you to start buying when price is approaching resistance. You need to wait for either price to break resistance and form support, or you need to wait for a pullback. So the advice is, okay, if this is the resistance right now, where is the support? Then the last support which I will put there is going to be somewhere in this region. This is the support which I identify, and you can put the previous high of this 4 hours candle can act, which is resistant, can act as your support too. So you need to identify your resistance and you need to identify the support. It all depends on you. You can use pivot points to guide you in order for you to know the resistance, but the best way for you to know the resistance, just zoom into the channel to the chart, and you see the price where it's reversing. When the price reach that point in time, there's always a reaction, either support or resistance. There's always a reaction. So the next one, before you take a trade, what you need to look at the structure. This comes like, this is what I said, price action. You need to look at the structure of the market. What is the structure right now? This price is moving, let me put it down for those guys that might come. So structure, you need to know the structure of the market. You need to know if the price, yeah. So let me explain for that structure for you right now. At this point in time, at 1.3160, this was the previous resistance here, right? You're seeing this price right now. This, let me make it to be bold. Yeah, this sharp line which you're looking at right now, this is my previous resistance, right? So what happened when the price approached that region? It broke it on the 4 hours time frame. Then there was a pullback, right? This pullback, what is it showing me? If you look very good, you can see that the price closed above this line. And what is that line? It was the previous resistance. It was the previous resistance. No, since July 31st, or if you even when you go more to the left, you can see that when the price approached that region, there was a bounce. When it approached it, there's a bounce, but and no price closed above. But what happened here? The price finally closed above, but this is a very little close there, which you're looking at right now. So what you need to wait, you need to wait for the price to form a support, then you can buy in order for you to target this zone, because then you can say, hey, the price already broke structure, I want to buy, why going long? Or in other case, you can say, okay, if you want to sell, even when the trend is an uptrend, and you say, oh, I want to sell this market, where do you want to sell? You don't want to start selling that you say, oh, the price is at resistance, I want to sell. No, you don't do that. You know why you don't do that? Because you don't just the same way this was previous resistance. It was a strong resistance, as you can see. So when you say, hey, the price approached resistance, I want to sell, what happened? Boom, it broke the resistance, and you already in a minus, or you already lost the trade. So what you do, you need, if you want to sell, you need for the price to reject the resistance and break the previous structure. Where is the previous structure? This was the previous higher lows. So if this price needs to come down, it needs to break this previous region here before moving downward. This is one thing you need to take into consideration while taking a trade. That is structure for you. You need to wait for a structure break, or a counter trend line break, or a trend line break. That is where you know, okay, yeah, okay, yeah, that the price is kind of moving down. Okay. If you cannot understand what they call the structure, let me just give you for example too. This is a trend line, right? This was the previous let me put it somewhere in this region here. This was the previous trend line, right? So you said, okay, the price was coming, it broke. You say, hey, the price broke, I want to sell. But what happened? When you need to sell, you need to wait for kind of a pullback. But what happened to this pullback? It's kind of very deep pullback and continue the movement up. So this was not a trend line break. So the best trend line break, you need to wait for a break and a pullback, start forming resistance, then you take a shot, then you can see here the structure has been broken. MHB, how are you today? So the next before you take a trade, the fourth, it's gonna be the value area. Value area is gonna be the fourth. Yeah, the value area, this is the fourth one. So you need to know your value area before you are taking a trade too. It's very important. So how do you say if it is a value area? Okay, let's put it like this, right? So how will I put it? Okay. So this was previous support. It had as a resistance. So what will you be looking at right now? You'll be looking at, okay, if you want to know the value area, the price is coming. It broke this previous highs and we retested it. That is this zone. It broke this previous highs and came to retest, and it breaks this region. So you can tell to yourself, you know, this previous resistance, when the price it was kind of a very strong resistance 1 2. So you can tell yourself that, okay, these are above 1.20. You can say when the price closes above, or if it closes above 1.2800, then you will be buying the British pounds USD. So you can put it like that. So what happened? When price close above that region, look at it. When price close above that region, you can simply say, okay, yeah, this is where you look identify as your value area. So you want to buy from this open of this candle. You put your stop loss somewhere this low or somewhere this low and take profit wherever you want to take the profit. But you need to take the profit before the price starts approaching the next value area. Caputo said when you say structure, you mean previous highs and low. Yes, that's number one. Number two, trend line breaks too. That is structure too. If you look at the trend is kind of going an uptrend. Okay, let me just put it too. If I go to the smaller time frame, maybe I will be able to see something there. Oh, 30 minutes, maybe go into 30 minutes. There might be something on 30 minutes. Okay, look at this 30 minutes, right? Before this, before all these candles. So it's like this. So apart from when it broke the previous highs and low, look at one of the structure too. Let's take this trend. The price was was declining, right? It was kind of moving downtrend. So you don't want to start buying right now, because on the 30 minute, even when the longer time frame is telling you is an uptrend, I'm telling you based on my what's it called, the strategy, 1 hour, even when the 4 hours or daily is telling me it's kind of a bullish. If I'm trading up from 30 minutes or 1 hour, I want to see a structural break before I take it. It can be previous highs and lows. It can be moving average price broke the previous moving average or so, or the trend line. So let me put, the other one is this trend line. You can see the price is moving downward, right? I don't want to start buying when I see on the 30 minutes the price is moving downward. So what will I do? I will wait for this either this trend line to break before buying, or in other case, if I want to sell, I will wait for this low. This is the previous low for this trend line, right? So what happened? He came to this place, he tested this zone and start moving downward. I don't want to start buying because I'm this place is no trade area, because I don't know where it will end up. So where I want to buy below this low, or in other case, I will wait for a trend line break. So when the trend line broke, that is this region, it broke at this point, it makes a correction move, it bounce back, and it start trading sideways. So in the best case scenario, once this trend line broke, then I can say myself, hey, you know what, yeah, when it broke here, I can say, okay, you know, when it comes to retest it, I will buy, and I will put my stop loss below the retest area, so which is somewhere this region. Then take profit, which I will be targeting, will be somewhere the close of the previous highs. I will not put it at this zone. I will not put it at the zone, but I'll put it at the close of this zone, because that's what confirmed the price here. So because even when the price will go to that place, I want to give room for the price to hit my take profit before it continue moving. And what happened, according to what you see, it will break out, it retested it, and maybe when it retest it, you start buying from these green candles. Look at it. When it retests, when it break out and retest, or when structure break, you want to see a support form or resistance form. The support, how can you identify that support is forming? Once you need to see 2 or 3 candles. If it is support, either one need to be red and the other one need to be green, then you know that okay, the price is already reversing, or better still, it might be green, but rejecting from the downward like this. Bearish rejection, you can identify it as your support, then you buy. So if you take a look at this price right now, the price made a move to the upside before it finally broke this low. So when the price came to retest and it closed, you bought from this candle, or even when you bought from this candle too, maybe you want to get more assurance, you are conservative and you want to get more assurance, so you buy from that candle. What happened if you buy from that candle? At the end, you have 28 pip profits before the price start rejecting, but your stop loss is just kind of 18 pips or 16 pips below this candle, so 18 pips. So this is how you can still identify that is your structure, and the structure are broke. So those are the 4 things which I can tell you need to look at before taking a trade. There are still, for those guys that is using indicators, for me I don't use indicators. You can still put Fibonacci there, Fibonacci retracement. Some people use Fibonacci retracement, and they can testify that it is good. You can ask FS Passion for that, and he will tell you. So this is the I will recap the things which you need to look at before taking the trade. The trend of the pair, is it bullish or bearish trend? The resistance and support, the structure and the value area. Those are what you need to be looking before taking a trade. So thank you very much for everyone that participates, and see you next week for another very important topic. Till then, remain blessed. Bye bye for now.